Hello guys, I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to cut to the chase in the very beginning of this video and state my opinion, which is I think that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is currently well worth playing at its current price point. Now I'll explain why. However, first I have to acknowledge the bad aspects of this game so you can make a more informed purchase. So as you guys know, this was made by Ubisoft, and let's just say it wouldn't be a Ubisoft game without a few bugs or glitches.
Fucking whores!
One of the first issues that I ran into was glitching inside a building.
Let me in! Let me in!
A second annoying glitch that I encountered a few times was getting stuck on ladders, and I was unable to drop off or move up and down the ladder at all. And luckily this was fixed by fast traveling to any sync point or dock.
I want to die.
Another issue with the game is that some quests are bugged out and just won't let you continue. And luckily for me, this was just a minor side quest, but I know from looking online, I'm not the only one with this issue. I'm just glad that it wasn't one of the, major quest lines that was bugged out. So if you aren't prepared to deal with some minor glitches from time to time, then this probably isn't going to be your game. So now I can talk about the stuff I enjoyed and activities and features that I'm glad Ubisoft has added into their game. So a quick overview, you're playing as Eivor of the Raven Clan, and this game takes place during the 9th century in Norway, England, and 2 other locations, which I don't want to spoil for you guys. First off, I love the characters of this game. They all feel and look different besides the classic 9th century fuckboy haircut. All the main characters have great character development in my opinion, especially Eivor and Sigurd. The next thing that I have to mention, obviously, is the graphics. This game, in my opinion, is pretty good looking. There's some really stunning landscapes, and for the most part, the game looks awesome. And they even added, I think it was in the last 2 Assassin's Creed as well, there's a camera mode. You can add filters and upload it, and other people are actually able to go on the map and see your various photos and like it. Next, I'll showcase some clips of the combat. It's very similar to Assassin's Creed Odyssey's combat system. You have your heavy attack, light attack, parry, and block. On top of that, you have your ranged and melee-based abilities that you can unlock by reading hidden books placed in various locations around the world. The weapons you can use include spears, axes, greatswords, daggers, flails, hammers, and bows. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the only weapon types that you are allowed to use. And each weapon has its own unique ability along with rune slots, which do various things like add critical damage or give you bonus health. This leads into the next aspect of the game, which is the looting. You don't find new gear very often, which is completely different from the past 2 Assassin's Creed games. And in my opinion, it's more impactful when you actually get a new item because they are rare to a certain extent. Some people might not like this, but personally I enjoy upgrading gear and holding on to it for a while rather than changing your loadout after every fight you get into. This game definitely puts an emphasis on upgrading your gear rather than finding new items. And don't worry, your gear looks cooler each time you upgrade your item to a higher rarity.
Oh my god! Oh!
The next aspect of this game ties in with looting and fighting, which is raids and assaults. So Viking raids are fun in my opinion. During the raid, you'll go around killing guards while unlocking chests filled with supplies to either upgrade your gear or village. I personally loved doing assaults, using battering rams to smash down castle doors, then rushing in to take control of the keep is awesome in my opinion. I also love the variety of enemies that are in this game. There's a whole spectrum of enemy types and special attacks that they have. For example, you can get absolutely yeeted by giants. Or you can have shit bombs thrown at you. The point I'm getting at is there's a wide variety of enemy types, and the more you progress through the game, the more challenging enemy types you'll be able to fight. You can also get supplies to upgrade your gear by mining ore, or by hunting a wide variety of animals in the wilderness, or simply killing cows at Lumbridge. Sorry for that bit of cringe, guys. I had to add that in. So on top of that, there's actually a fishing and hunting reward system where you can turn in certain animal parts or fish in reward for things like runes or valuable items like ignits to upgrade your weapons.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And on screen, you can see a quick example of what the hunting and fishing reward system looks like. I should also mention they have legendary hunts, just like they had in the past Assassin's Creed game. Next, I want to talk about an aspect of the game that I enjoyed a lot, which was building up my settlement. It's very enjoyable for me, at least, to grow my little hovel into a popular trading post. It's also not a waste of time, it's not all just cosmetics, as it can give you various feast perks like assassination damage, or creating things like the barracks allow you to create your own personal mercenary, which other players can actually hire to join their crew, and each time that happens, you'll gain 100 silver. On screen, you can see my mercenary. Please hire her if you see her. Thank you. Overall, this game is packed with content and plenty of play hours. They even have side activities like a dice game, drinking challenges, and flighting, which is essentially an insult battle.
What?
I also have to mention world events, which are essentially side quests that are placed around the world, and they're a lot of the times references to lore or real world events that happened in the past. Or sometimes they're just completely ridiculous challenges like fighting a priest.
Oh, shit.
So even though I mentioned all these aspects of the game that I personally enjoy, I have to say it doesn't feel like an Assassin's Creed, if that makes sense. Whether that's for better or worse, I really don't know, but I don't think we're ever going to get that classic feel of the older Assassin's Creed games, like, for example, Assassin's Creed 2. There is much less of an emphasis on stealth in this game. You can basically go charging into every mission or fortress without any drawbacks. The assassin aspect has essentially been removed from the game. That isn't to say you can't go in stealthily into a mission, but there isn't too much of a point considering how good of a fighter Eivor is. Now, this isn't exactly bad news if you enjoyed the past Assassin's Creed, which was Odyssey. I think you'll really enjoy this game if you enjoyed the last title. Just don't go into this game expecting anything drastically different. There also isn't as much parkour as there used to be in previous titles. For example, you won't be leaping from rooftop to rooftop like you could in Assassin's Creed Unity. This is due to the game's setting, though, and time period. The game takes place in a vast countryside with small roads connecting to villages or small cities. Obviously, in those cities you can parkour, but it's not a common occurrence, you could say. You will mostly be traveling by boat or by horse. So I'm going to wrap this up by saying that the game is definitely worth $60 despite its flaws. I've spent 70 hours in this game already. I've completed the main story, but there's still plenty of content left to explore, including world events and gear sets to complete. I'll probably replay this game at some point as the female character to see if there are any major changes, and I'll probably go for a different build type, as you can somewhat build your character towards what playstyle you want to play as. For example, you can go down the stealth branch, the range branch, or the full-on brawler branch. However, if you aren't exactly psyched to play this game, then just wait till spring, and they usually have some pretty good deals on most platforms. Again, this is just my opinion, but to reiterate, I believe this game is worth buying and playing at its current price point. Thanks for watching, guys. I'd appreciate if you liked the video if you have enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of my content. Have an amazing day as always.
Hey, stop! Why? I just don't get it. I always catch you fuckers watching this sick shit. This is sickening.